Selamat datang kembali pemirsa dan welcome to Business Inspirations. Kita masih bersama narasumber kita Bapak Jody Dharmawan, President Director of Recruitment Indonesia. Dan di segmen-segmen yang tadi kita udah ngomongin tentang the belief of a leader, the role of a leader, yaitu sharing visi dan bagaimana dengan men-sharing visi ini, leadernya sendiri juga bisa punya lebih banyak waktu strategis untuk work on the business, bukan di dalam bisnisnya sehari-hari. So sekarang, Jody, can you tell us a bit about your people development process? Maybe we start like this. You believe in people development so much. What is your definition of people development?
I believe in the word empowerment. I was taught this very statement. Kalau kita berikan ikan ke satu orang, kita kasih dia makan setiap hari. But if you teach the person how to fish, you actually feed the person for the whole lifetime. And so that empowerment is extremely important. So our philosophy is to empower every single personnel that works within the whole PT Likupe Indonesia network. Bukan cuma kita punya karyawan, but also with people that work with us. Kita punya suppliers, kita punya independent retailers. We work in that concept of empowerment.
Okay. So can you tell us a bit about when it comes to people? This is interesting because in an organization yang sudah membesar, the biggest problem is sense of ownership, right? The only sense of ownership that you have is from the owners, typically sometimes, or the key managers. Tapi in a way, when I see your team, because we've worked with your team before, they do have a strong sense of ownership about who they're working with and what are they doing. Sense of ownership-nya itu datang dari mana?
One of our core values is about taking ownership. Mungkin di dalam bahasa Indonesianya, taking ownership itu ada meaning pemilik. Tapi milikin apa? I believe I own my own experience. Jadi saya punya pengalaman, including my own destination. I own it, meaning that I have full control over it. So dari karyawan itu, mereka senang atau tidak senang, itu adalah mereka sendiri punya, they created that. So they need to own that. And if they want their destiny to be good, then they need to create themselves. And through working with Likupe Indonesia, they can create their own experience, their own destiny.
Wow, okay. So tell us about your recruitment process. How would you go about recruiting people?
We have a set of core values. The core values defines who we are. Itu adalah kita punya DNA. Di dalam kita punya core values kita ada 6. Yang pertama is thirst for learning. Do you like to learn? Yang kedua kita innovation. Kita senang inovasi. Jadi we constantly change to improve the betterment of ourselves. We need to think out of the box. Ketiga, we embrace diversity. Kita recognize the word of differences. We don't have the word called tolerance. Jadi kalau kita beda, it's okay. I recognize that so that I can learn from you. We work together. Togetherness kayak kerja satu keluarga is important to us. We don't cover up for each other, but we cover for each other. So your weaknesses, my strength, I'm going to help you. My weakness, your strength, you're going to help me. We work together. And we will raise our hand and say, I need help, we will help. The next one is young at heart. It's about the passion for everything that we want to do. We just love doing it. We will always stay young and keep ourselves young. Nah, jadi kita, when we do the recruitments, we base on these 6 core values and ask that person, how do they relate to these core values? If they don't relate, well, even though if they are very, very good, if they don't relate, they're not part of our culture.
So the values is upfront, even before they get recruited. Anda sudah cari orang berdasarkan itu. Not on skills, berapa lama Anda di industri, S1, S2, S3, STLR, no.
No. That can be learned. But the DNA cannot. It's either in you or it isn't.
Right.
We may be able to develop the potential of the person, but it's already in you.
Okay. So then they get recruited, yeah. Orientation, induction process, itu seperti apa di Lee Cooper?
Then we share our mission, the purpose, the why. Why are we here and why are you here? Dia mesti percaya. So we go into the buy-in factor because they want to work with us, not because they have to work with us. And then we supply the tools.
Do you find that people, mungkin kalau mereka sudah high education, mungkin mereka ngerti begini ya. Tapi kalau I mean, you must have SPG and all these kinds of things, people with very simple education. How do you find that they take into this process?
It takes a while, but interesting enough, our distribution center manager, she used to be our telephone receptionist. Our marketing manager, she simply used to be an SPG. And gradually throughout the path, because one of our core values is thirst for learning. So all throughout the process, dia bukan cuma belajar dari perusahaannya, but they simply have this passion to grow. They said, saya mau ambil to the university level, sampai ke for her, she completed a diploma through distance learning. And today, she's now the marketing manager. Dari SPG sampai ke the marketing manager.
Wow. And she paid for all that herself?
Yes, she did. She paid everything. We supported her by giving her the time.
Yeah. Okay.
So we grow together.
Okay. Now, I found out something when I first knew you, maybe a couple of years ago. Something interested me, the way you created job descriptions. It wasn't job description. You had another name for it. But it was something that the way you get people to understand their roles. Itu bagaimana? Can you tell us more about that?
Kalau job descriptions, I tell you what to do. That's managing. Pertama, saya pribadi, saya tidak senang orang suruh saya kerja sesuatu gitu. I like to do what I want to do, what I love to do. And so I will tell you what I can do. Jadi di dalam kita punya perusahaan, we don't have such thing called job description. Kita ada yang namanya job performance. Jadi kita sama-sama lihat ke depan kita mau sampai ke mana. Buat tahun ini kita mau growth-nya 30%. Jadi masing-masing, what can I do in order to achieve that 30% growth? Jadi semua masing-masing tulis. Then we get into a stage of alignment. Ayo sama-sama ngobrol. What is every single part of the things that needs to be done is covered? If it is, then write down this is what I needed to do, and I will then deliver it. So it's about I want to deliver, bukan I have to because my boss tells me to.
Perbedaan besar itu ya di mindset karyawan seperti itu.
Iya, mungkin satu kepercayaan sih. Saya kalau kerja sesuatu yang saya senang, kan lebih semangat. Kalau disuruh itu namanya ya dia suruh saya.
Yeah. Inspiring the way you do people leadership di Cooper. Who are your mentors? Who do you look up to?
This organization that I belong to, the entrepreneur organizations, the EO, it's an amazing organization that I learn from my peers, people that think alike, like myself. Di dalam, we share from each other stories, bukan cuma success stories, but also stories of they have failed. And they share with us so that we can learn the lessons. So I have 8,000 mentors worldwide that I can learn from. And we share everything with each other.
Wow, okay. And your advice for leaders out there watching you, if you could get your philosophy all in one piece of advice, what would you say to them?
Advice I dare not give.
Very humble.
I think I've learned my lessons. Lessons throughout my failures and lessons through maybe some of the people's successes that I got inspired with. I just continuously wanting to learn so that I become a better person, better entrepreneur, a better leader. I still don't believe human being can be managed. They can only be led by great leadership.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for spending the morning with us, the time with us. Pemirsa, kalau kita lihat rangkuman dari show ini, Anda akan kita lihat banyak tentang visi, ya kepentingannya sebuah visi untuk dibagi ke dalam organisasi Anda sampai ke level-level ke bawah. Pentingannya sebuah leader untuk melihat purpose di dalam dirinya sendiri, bukan hanya sebagai manager dari sebuah perusahaan, tapi seorang people developer di dalam perusahaannya sendiri, supaya dia juga bisa terus berkembang dan perusahaannya juga bisa berkembang dengan orang-orang yang di bawahnya. So it's an amazing inspiration about vision, mission, and also a lot of the details about how you develop people in your organization, the recruitment process, the job purpose instead of the job description, how it comes from them. I think we've learned a lot today. So I hope you stay with us. The mission of this show is really to give you more insights, more real stories about what's actually happening there. Kita sering dengar banyak dari buku-buku, teori-teori, tapi bagaimana orang-orang yang sudah mengimplementasi ini, bagaimana apa bedanya organisasi mereka dengan organisasi yang lain-lain di sana. Semoga Anda terus mendapatkan inspirasi dari show ini, dan juga yang penting bukan hanya mendapatkan inspirasi, tapi juga berbagi inspirasi ke karyawan Anda dan membangun bisnis Anda, supaya negara ini juga bisa kita bangun bersama. Saya Coach Cynthia, this is Business Inspirations. Thank you for watching. Stay with us.